We are to solve the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. We are to find the value of x such that if we replace x with that value, we simplify the left hand side, it is going to give us 0. This quadratic equation can be solved by making use of the method of factorization. It can be solved by making use of the method of completing the squares. It can be solved by the formula method or the graphical method. I would prefer we solve this question by making use of the method of factorization. So for us to solve this quadratic equation by that method, first thing we are going to start by writing out the factors of the constant term. If you look at this quadratic equation, you'll see that 3 here is a constant. We are going to start by writing out the factors of 3, which is denoted as F3. F3 is simply equal to, we have a negative 3, negative 1, 1, and 3. You can see the number 3 has two positive factors, 1 and 3. That's why 3 is a prime number. The next step, we are going to find two factors of 3 such that their sum, when you take the sum of the two factors, is equal to negative 4, the coefficient of x. And when you take their product is equal to the constant term 3. Looking at F3, if we take negative 3 minus 1, it gives us negative 4. If we take negative 3 times negative 1, it gives us positive 3. Therefore, we are going to make use of the factors negative 3 and negative 1. If we take down the given problem, x squared minus 4, here where we have negative 4, we are going to replace negative 4 with negative 3 plus negative 1. So this will give us x squared plus, I will put a positive sign here, plus brackets open, negative 3 plus negative 1. We know positive, negative will stay. So negative 3 plus negative 1 is the same as negative 3 minus 1. Then I will close the bracket. You know, negative 3 minus 1 gives negative 4. Negative, positive, negative will stay, goes back to this, times x plus 3 is equal to 0. The next step, we are going to expand this bracket. So this will give us x squared plus negative 3 times x gives us negative 3x. Negative 1 times x gives us negative x plus 3 is equal to 0. Next, we know positive, negative will stay. This will give us x squared minus 3x minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. Next, we are going to group the terms in pair. Then we factor out what is common. If we take the first pair, x squared minus 3x, you'll see that x is common. We are going to factor out x. X times x will give us x squared. X times negative 3 will give us negative 3x. We move now to the next pair, negative x plus 3. The next pair, we are going to perform the factorization in such a way that we are going to have x minus 3 in brackets. So in this case, we are going to factor out negative 1. Factor out negative 1 minus, open our bracket. In the case where we are factoring negative 1 for 1, we are just going to put the sign without writing the number 1. So this will give us, if we take negative 1 times x, it gives us negative x. It goes back to this, like this. If we take negative 1 times negative 3, it goes back to positive 3. It's equal to 0. Now we have two terms. The two terms we have, x minus 3 is common. So we are going to factor out x minus 3. X minus 3 times x. If you take x minus 3 times x, it goes back to this. If you take x minus 3 times negative 1, it goes back to this other one. It's equal to 0. Now, at this level, we have a product of two linear factors is equal to 0. So if this product of two linear factors is equal to 0, either x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0, because x cannot take two values at the same time. Either x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. For the first linear equation, if we solve for x by making x the series of formula, x will simply be equal to, we transfer negative 3 to the right hand side, it becomes positive. X is equal to 3. Or for the next one, we are going to transfer negative 1 to the right hand side. This will give us x will be equal to negative 1 becomes positive 1, or x is equal to 1. Therefore, x equal to 3 or x equal to 1 are the solutions of the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x plus 3. So this is how we solve a quadratic equation by the method of factorization. Please like the video, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.